This is an exclusive excerpt from the Stuph File Program with Peter Anthony Holder.
Actor-musician Robbie Rist is back on the show. The last couple of times we spoke about his involvement in the world of Sharknado, but this time around, we just want to talk about all things Robbie. So, he joins us on the line via Skype from California. Hi, Robbie.
Peter, you can lie, okay? But am I your go-to American?
You're always my go-to American, just like I seem to be your go-to Canadian on your show, The Spoon, which I've had the pleasure of being on several times.
Yes, you're always a great guest. You know, it's one of those things, we talked about this on the phone yesterday, but, you know, when I get to talking to you, it's sort of like, oh my gosh, you know, like an hour has passed, and it felt like a minute. It's amazing.
Exactly. But I wanted to talk to you about your acting career and all the work you've been doing as a musician. I say actor-musician because people, when they, you know, your name is out there in the vernacular and they know only a few things, and there's so many things you do.
Yeah, I think after I die, there's going to be like some sort of retrospective where they're like, really, he did that too? You know, and nobody knew that. I forget who it is. There was a 40s era actress who, invented radio waves or something. Hedy Lamarr, maybe?
Hedy Lamarr, yes, exactly.
Yeah, you know, and nobody really knew about that until like recently. So that's how it's going to be with me. I know my place in the Pantheon.
And right now, I mean, I haven't mentioned that iconic role, but if I say right now, Cousin Oliver, there's somebody out there who's going to say, oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I love being an oh, that guy. All of my favorite actors are oh, that guys. Actually, all of my favorite musicians are oh, that guys also. Whenever I see a big actor in a movie, I find it hard to get into because I'm just aware of the fact that I'm looking at this guy that I've seen do this before.
What would be the thing that you could say to the general population about those who know Robbie Rist that would surprise them? What's in your resume that's a surprise to people?
Huh? Oh, gosh, I don't think anything because I don't know if you've ever been by my Facebook page or my Twitter. You know, I kind of leave it all up there on the stage. So gosh, what is the surprise? Anything. Let's see. I had a vitamin D deficiency as a child. Let's see. What else? I don't know. I had my first colonoscopy at 54.
I saw that on Facebook.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Wow, you do leave it all out there. So, again, you how old were you when you first started in the business?
Well, I think the first audition was like sort of in like before almost 7. 7. Yeah, and according to the history. I kind of complained my parents into it. So I, as a youngster, was obsessed with the 1930s Universal horror films.
Right.
Karloff and Lugosi and all that. And actually, my favorite of all of them was the Wolfman. For some reason, something about the Wolfman character really touched me to this day. There's a melancholy to the whole thing that really, even at like 4, I was like, oh man, I totally get this. Hilarious. So anyway, I told my parents I wanted to be in a monster movie, and then I said I want to be in a monster movie again, and then I said I want to be in a monster movie again, and then eventually it became I want to be in a movie, and my parents went, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take him on a cattle call, and he's going to see how awful this all is, and he's not going to want to do it. Boom, we're off the hook. And I got the job.
Wow.
So after I got that one, I said, I really enjoyed doing that thing. Can we do this again? And then they rolled their eyes and went, yeah, bit the bullet, took me on my second audition, and I got that one. And then I was about 6 or 7 that I'd gotten in a row before I didn't get one. And all that did was steal my resolve. I went, what are you talking about? You don't get everyone. Really? Watch this. And then, I think I did, I don't know. I did close to 200 commercials in 3 years. I mean, I was when I was a kid, I was cranking. And then, I mean, I continued to work. I still do to this day. So I guess I really knew what I wanted to do at a really early age.
Since the impetus was from those early Universal horror films, how do you feel about the fact that Universal wants to reboot them all?
It's a property, I guess. I mean, none of them have been any good yet. So didn't they do? Yeah, they did a mummy movie, and they did a werewolf movie. So I don't know. Maybe it's sort of like it took them a while to really understand that making comic books and making comic book movies were two separate things. And so they've really figured out how to make comic book movies now. Maybe they'll find a way to sort of revive this sort of gothic style of really not scary horror. You know what I mean?
Right. Is there anything in your career that you really, really wanted and you haven't had a chance to do yet, or an opportunity that you didn't get that you really had wanted to do?
Oh, gosh. Well, there's a lot of things I wanted to do. And actually, one of the things, kid actors have varying opinions about their experiences in entertainment. And my own experiences, I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I've seen a lot of incredible things. And I think I've learned things that maybe people of my generation, or just everybody born around the same time as me or whatever, just stuff that they never learned. Little wisdom things like this wanting jobs really bad, and early on going, God, I was so good, why didn't I get that one? And what it kind of taught me is sort of a Zen kind of thing of not wanting anything too badly. It's a thing. There will be other things. So, I now when it's really helped me with disappointment, which is something that everybody has in their lives.
You brought up the word Zen, and I tend to think of you as a bit of an oxymoron, because I find you to be...
What did you call me? Yes, sir.
I find you to be the Zen grumpy guy.
Yeah, totally. Sure. Well, there are, just because I'm aware of my place in the universe doesn't mean I don't look at the universe sometimes and go, are you kidding me with this? So, yeah, I guess Zen grumpy guy. Maybe I should change my my little headline on Twitter.
No, Zen. How about this? Zen Curmudgeon. There you go.
The Zen Curmudgeon. I love it. Guess what? That blog's happening.
For those who haven't followed you on Facebook, and everyone should, you're not always there. You have been.
Well, I go to. It's not that I'm not always there. I go to jail a lot.
Yeah, I was about to say they give you a timeout on Facebook every once in a while.
Yeah, for making somebody. I mean, the thing is, I make everything I say public because I'm on a very tiny level. I'm something of a public figure. So
I think
I want everybody to come out and find me.
I think you're being modest with that, though. You are a public figure. People know who Robbie Rist is.
Well, I don't know, but yeah, okay, if they do, but it's a very small. Again, I know my place in the universe. However, every once in a while, somebody who knows me from TV and wants to be my friend is all of a sudden offended. When I say, "Isn't this photo of you at that Klan rally?" So. And then they're all mad at me, and then they turn me into Facebook and 30-day timeout. All right, that's fine. I mean, somebody has to take the hit for truth. Ask Jesus.
Have you become, the world has become a little meaner since the last election that you guys had. Have you found that you have become a little more caustic since the current administration? No. I mean, I've always been kind of a caustic guy. I mean, I've actually, though, I've never been this concerned. I've never been
I've never been this concerned that somebody who's run, I wasn't the biggest George W. Bush fan on the planet, but mostly what I said is he's a dumb person. This goes beyond just a dumb person. This is a very dangerous dumb person. And I'm not sure, he's really just in it for himself, and it's other people in America see that as leading.
Yeah. I like to be optimistic and think that America is a country that's too strong to be broken down in a way that some people think it's going to be, and that this, in the grand scheme of things, is just a palate cleanser.
Well, maybe. Two things. First, Winston Churchill said that America always does the right thing when they've tried everything else. And then the other thing is, we're a little over 200 years old, and we've only had one civil war. Now, I hope it does not ever happen. I'm the whole notion of us solving an issue by shooting hot pieces of lead at each other is to me the very definition of stupidity. However, it seems like, ask China. Civil wars are kind of a thing that new countries do. And it sure is getting tense out there, and I sure hope it doesn't happen, but we have only had one.
Well, on that happy note, we've run out of time.
There's your Zen curmudgeon for you.
We've run out of time, but I've got to get in there. Whatever it is that you want to plug that you're doing right now. What's Robbie Rist doing right now?
Robbie Rist is working on songs for Sharknado 6. He's actually going to make an appearance in it. I'm, doing a lot of mundane, BS stuff. Like, I'm trying to get a comprehensive website put up. I've recently gotten my Bandcamp site, where it looks like less like somebody kind of went, oh, why don't we just put this stuff in the closet and actually put a little work into it. So I'm doing that. I'm producing, a couple of people. I'm teaching some acting. Doc McStuffins is coming to a close, so I gotta get busy and find some other thing to do. Just what I always do. Just like a little of this, a little of that, a little soda down your pants.
I just believe there's a bit of an exclusive there. When you mentioned you're going to be in the next Sharknado, weren't you killed in the first one?
That's all I'll say.
Okay. Robbie, always a pleasure to have you on the program. Thanks for being here with us.
Sir. It's delightful.
Actor-musician Robbie Rist. Check out the podcast, The Spoon. You'll find it at thespoonradio.com. That show is a lot of fun. You can also go to my website at thestufffile.com, check out the show number for this program, which is show number 0455, and you'll find the link.
You've just heard an exclusive excerpt from the Stuph File Program with Peter Anthony Holder. To hear any or all of the full hour-long shows, visit thestufffile.com. Stuph is spelled S-T-U-P-H. That's thestufffile.com. A presentation of Flying Fish Communications.